Hello, Chef Agaski here with the Culinary Institute of Charleston. Today I'm going to talk to you about hand rolling a little a cornet or small pastry bag, basically. And we're going to do it out of parchment paper. So here I'm using a full piece of parchment paper to cut triangles that are going to resemble this. So what I'm going to do is with this one, I'm going to do one piece at a time. What you do is you can turn your paper, fold it up, and make yourself a triangle, creasing it well. All right, you're going to be told by many different chefs the right way to execute this. I like to use a paring knife. So what I will do is take my paring knife, and on my seam, as I cut it, and I get very crisp and clean on my cut there. All right, so that's one way, using a paring knife. I can turn this bag, this piece of paper, and I can go in one more. And this one, the other way to cut this one would be to open it back up and now taking a pair of scissors. So following your line very carefully. So once again, I executed the same thing, trying to get a straight line. Right, lay that there. All right, that's two pieces right now out of a piece of parchment. I can get few more by folding the piece of parchment paper in half. This is what I prefer to do, okay? Whatever chef they recommend, if they tell you to use the scissors to cut your bag, that's what you do. If they don't care and you can execute the clean cut with a knife is all right also. So on this one now, I'm cutting the piece of parchment paper in half. And what this will allow me to do is to get two more. So I can fold this triangle. This one I'm going to go a little bit smaller. So say you were doing some little bit more detail and you need smaller bags, so I fold this one down. It's keeping it flat on the table as you're cutting this. So you get a very clean and crisp edge is what I'm looking for there. That's a smaller one. And then one more out of this piece of paper. So out of a piece of paper, I've got 4 beautiful pastry bags with only a little bit of waste. And I'm going to actually use this as my decorating. All right, how to roll a cornet. It takes practice. Practice, practice, practice. What you do is you see a mountain, okay? You're able to hold the mountain on both sides. And what you do is you turn the mountain toward yourself. So the tip of the mountain is toward your belly, and you twist. So I'm holding my hand like this with the mountain towards myself. I take my left hand and go around the right hand. And then I just slowly feed it through to create a point. And I know I've got the point when I see a Wilton W on the top of the bag. And at that point there, I fold it in. And now I'm ready to use this bag. Okay, that's one cornet. Okay, do it again. Hold it like this, the mountain's away, turn the mountain towards myself. Now take the left hand and twist around the bag, and then meet it. Okay, there it is. I got a very fine point right there. That's what I'm looking for. And then if you let it go, you start over. Around the hand. And tighten it up, and once again, my Wilton W is still there, just a little bit different angle on it, okay? Still can fold it in and lock it in. There's my seam, there's my really pointy tip. Okay, one more, a little bit faster, mountain's away, twist it towards yourself, left hand wraps around, and then I adjust back to tighten it up to create the Wilton W, to fold it in, crisp seam, sharp point. Okay, and then this was one of the smaller ones, taken the same way, mountain towards yourself, twist away. And this one's a little bit more careful because you don't get much opening on the inside. So there it is. The Wilton W is there. Fold that in. And so what I've done here is this kind of your different sizes. Okay, these are a little bit more comfortable to work with, these larger ones like this versus a smaller one, but I'm going to show you an example of how to use both of these. All right, when you're filling these, you've prepared your cornet or your hand-rolled pastry bag. Here I've got a little bit of chocolate ganache that's softened. Okay, this is about 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon in the bag. And about a ½ tablespoon more. So once again, here's my seam. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it flat there, and then I'm going to fold away from the seam, folding it backwards. Okay, so this is the back side, this is the front side, and then I start rolling it down. So what I do is I start roll it 1 bend, roll, 2 rolls. So I'm basically pinching it down to gather all the ingredients down into the tip. So I can fold it in 1 more, fold it in 1 more, and now I've made a great little pastry bag that I'll be able to pipe out of. So watch this. And I'll turn these when I'm... All right, I prepared my cornet. You are going to very carefully cut off minimal, less than a 32nd of an inch. Quick cut, clean cut. So now I have a small little hole in there. Okay, now what I can do is I can now test . So I hold it like a pen. I'm pinching it with my 1st and 2nd finger and then my thumb. I'm allowing it so when I pipe, I'm allowed to give pressure. I can pick up and let it go away. And this is how you practice. You just squeeze it. If a break happens, that's all right. Learn what pressure is. I'm applying pressure here against the bag. Okay. An important item here is your stance, making sure you have movement to kind of go with the flow. So watch how my body kind of moves from left to right. I kind of go with the flow. If you're a little too stingent, you won't get a flow pattern on there. So this is kind of that. We'll show a couple other little designs. This would be another one. These are some classical decorations. Okay, this is with a little handheld. Now I've got another color ready here. So once again, this is my cornet rolled down. And this one I'm going to cut off. This one I'm going to cut off a little bit more. So I'm down to about just under 1/4 of an inch. Okay, please make sure these little pieces go away. Okay, once again, holding it in your hand like this. And I'm just looking to pinch. Okay, I'm going to trim this one a little bit more just to show you what can happen. So this would be trimming it now. I've got a little bit bigger opening on the end of this, and just kind of look at the thickness difference of what I've created here. So it flows out a little bit thicker. I'm staying consistent in my pressure. So I'm squeezing my thumb and my fingers together, forcing the product down. As you start using the product here, fold the bag down 1 more time. Keep gathering it down to the end, so now you can do some fun things here. That's one. I got another color here. Trim it, very small. Okay, finger 4, roll it down a couple more times, gather your product so you can see it coming out. When you are writing or using your bag, you start and you stop with touching it. So I'm just going to write my 3 favorite words. third one. So my 3 favorite words. Why do I love these words? It's about the first letter. It's a lot of how do you accent. So if you're making an H can be done in this fashion. So you can really draw your H to be a little bit happier. L's are fun letters because you can really kind of go into the scroll. You can kind of finish it nicely as your live. So when you run into errors there, you can go back after you've made the mistake and just fill it in. Okay, very slow movements, but this is how you kind of work with a pastry bag. Don't smudge it. So what I've kind of showed you is how to take a cornet or a triangle out of a piece of paper. The mountain is away. You flip the mountain around and you wrap it around. And then you kind of work it back to the filling. You make that beautiful Wilton W. You fold it down at that point there. Even it out. Now you hold your cornet in this fashion. I can take product, carefully put it in. Do not overfill the bag. Okay, if you overfill the bag, it will come out the other end. Once again, then I'm going to press it at my seam. Fold down, fold down, fold down, fold down. And now this pastry bag is ready to use. All I need to do is cut it and I can print away. So I'm going to write one more word just for the holiday. So if you don't know what time of year it is when we're making these videos, it is Christmas time. So we can go like this. Do, 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 oops, do, oops. And then we got some little decorations. Dun, 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 dun. Put a little base here. Grab some little purple. And a little green. Little star on top, and there you have it. Bon appetit.